Hello, welcome back. So in this video, Sadhguru Jaggi Vasudev guy, he's gonna talk about science behind growing beard, as if he knows science. Let's see what he knows about science, or even culture, uh, or other practice, fashion, anything. Let's see. Or he just makes crap out of everything. Ah, let's see. What you got, Mr. Sadhguru guy?
A beard does not grow on just gurus, it grows on all men. Really, believe me, it is so. But they're all doing all kinds of funny things with it. You must ask them, why are they doing it? No body part has come without a purpose, isn't it? For everything, including the spleen, there is a purpose. So nature did not give you anything without a purpose. If you ask them why are they removing it, they don't know. Because when the English came to India, every Indian man had a beard or at least a moustache. Today you go out on the Mumbai street, everybody is a muchmunda because they're trying to imitate the people who came and ruled them. Because those who rule you are a symbol of power. If you're in a certain level of sensitivity, then you would know what is the effect and the aspect of, everything in your body.
So he starts with assumption that Indian men had a mustache and beard until the British came in mid-1700s or early 1700s. So after that, then they start shaving the funny way he says mustache and beard. So okay, the British left now in 1947. So now it's 70 years, 75 years. So why don't Indian men grow back their mustache and beard? So what about the people who were ruling the Indian subcontinent before British? Did they have the same kind of culture regarding beard and mustache to the people who lived here before? So when the Turk and Mughal came to India, did Mughal and Turk have same fashion or cultural identity as the people who used to live here before? You know, the Turks and Mughals, they are Islamic culture and they tend to shave off their mustache and leave the beard, but they do trim the beard. So that means the Indian men copied those men. So why you just picked British? So that seems so random. Like you started with British as if nothing happened before.
You think this is fashion, but you must understand the only reason why you're cutting your hair into various shapes and forms is because there is no pain in it. So if there was no pain in your nose, in the name of fashion, you would have cut it into many shapes by now. Even though there's pain, people are poking it in 10 different places today. Suppose there was no pain in your whole body, you would have taken your intestines out and go like this on the street. Yes? Yes or no? Right now, most human beings are not conscious enough, their intelligence is not conscious enough even to preserve themselves if there was no pain. It's only pain which is keeping them in one piece. Otherwise, they will cut themselves into two pieces and carry one hand here and one hand there. They would do all kinds of crazy things. Only pain is saving them, not their intelligence. If your intelligence begins to function, if your sensitivity begins to function, then your concern will be about how you are within yourself and what you experience and how you can perceive more. Your concern will be not about how you look. So, the advantage about the looks is, for 10 years if I don't have a mirror, I still look the same.
No, you don't. You age, you grow, so you won't look same. Your beard looked different in, uh, 10 years before, and you're gonna look different 10 years from now. It's not about just your beard, the hair. And even though when you are younger, the hair must have looked different color. Now you're aged, so you can say, oh, for 10 years out now, from now, it's still going to be the same color. But you're not going to be still same guy. You're going to age. That's natural. Then he talks about uh, the nature intended to you have this body hair. Okay, then how do you say? How do you justify that Indian men cut the beard before the British came in? So was that natural? So why did they cut the beard? They trimmed the beard. So only the British influence that makes the Indian people now to shave. That you say that's not natural. Then how do you justify trimming the beard before the British came? Was that natural? What about other culture? They all slave to British. There's Southeast culture. There's Eastern Asian culture where people not normally have big facial hair like beard. Like a lot of Chinese and Japanese people, if not everyone, there are a lot of people don't naturally grow beard. Uh, how do you explain that? So you keep saying nature intended. There's there's nothing called consciousness of a nature. So the evolution and the nature does not intend, because there's no consciousness exists in nature. There's the only thing, it's called adaptation. So the adaptation is what eventually end up life having to evolve, grow something to adapt to that environment. That's all it is. So you are an old man and dying old man, and did you ever cut your hair when you were young? Right now you don't have any hair, so you don't need to bother. So you can say you don't cut your hair because there's nothing on your head. What about when you are young, until you're 20, 30, 40? Did you ever cut your hair? Did you ever cut your hair? So because probably none of us have your photo back then, then you can lie whatever you want. Did you have like a 10, 20 foot of your head hair? Why don't you have a long beard like some people who make into the Guinness World Record? Do, do you ever trim your beard? Like, why you have a beard only like this? It doesn't grow after that? It just stops there? It magically disappears? Or do you trim your beard? What are you doing with your beard? Where the rest of your beard goes? It doesn't grow anywhere. It does not grow anymore. So where it disappears? You are a lying old man, aren't you?
People who are removing all this, one day without a mirror they look different, isn't it? And whatever your fashion of the day, have you seen pictures of people 50 years ago, 100 years ago? Somebody cut their mustache like this, somebody did this. Today you look at it, it looks funny, okay? They look like caricatures. And today's fashions also will look like that after a period of time. But a full bearded man looks the same always.
No, you basically harping about the culture and the fashion. So what's the fashion? Fashion is it's an individual perspective. So it depends on one's subjective mindset. Like I cut my hair, I shave my facial hair for a reason that want other for the perception. That's all it means. So I want others to see me in certain way. That's a perception. So that's why I cut the hair and shave my facial hair. And same things other people do. They inspire from other people. They look at other people and maybe they want to look the other way, but they do their on. They develop a sense of fashion on their own. What's wrong with it? So everybody has perception of their body and their image, so they want to look certain way. So that's not natural, and also it changes over time. So there's nothing wrong with that. And growing beard also has different fashion. So unless nobody touches and cuts their beard, they're not going to look the same. You, you yourself trim your beard. Otherwise, you must have 10 foot, 20 foot of your beard. Then what did you do since you were born? You only have like a foot of hair since you start growing pubic hair. Like why you only have like a one and a half or 2 foot of hair, beard? What happened to the rest of your beard? It's just disappeared. You're a lying man.
1,000 years later, he still looks the same because that's the way nature intended. Nature did not intend anything without a purpose. You believe in geometry and design. So the design is like this. I don't want to change the design of the creator, I want to use it to the fullest benefit.
No, there's no one designed your nature adapts it. That's all, adapts to the environment around you. So there's someone with a thought and created you with a purpose. No, that's not your body hair is adaptation to the environment around you. But the environment is not there anymore. Then you still have the body hair, but you can cut it. You may not need to cut it. If you think everything has a purpose, then nature intended to you with some God or creator. That's how you're going to live. You're not going to change it. Then why are you wearing dress? Does nature intended to have a dress on you? Why you are not nude, walking around nude? Why wearing turban? Why you covering your head with a turban? Did nature intend to you have a turban? Or you are just covering up your baldness? That's a nature too. But why you are covering your head with a turban? Then are you going to say some crappy science stuff, the reason and made up reason for covering your head with a turban? What about why you are not walking around with a nude body? Why you are wearing dress? And why you are wearing particular dress? Did nature intend to you to have a dress? Why you are wearing dress? You're just lying man. You're just pretending to know everything, and you have not even basic understanding of science or culture, anything. You're just a stupid moron. Oh gosh, how people listen to this guy. Unbelievable.